G'day everyone and welcome to the first prompt for Defemorember. So this is on the 4th of December, and if we look at our prompt list, it has a butterfly and 3 torn things. Okay, so that is what we're working with today, and I think I've got an idea in mind. We're going to do a bit of prep work for things that might come into the journal later on and all of that. But what we're going to do is, I mentioned when I walked through in my last video the journal base cover itself and the journal base and the reason for it, that I had a big pocket back here that I might make a book plate for. That's what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to make the book plate, and that's going to be my first piece of ephemera. So what I've got here is a bit of mat board that is left over from when I do albums. So piece of scrap, and then I'm going to start prepping it for what I want to do. So the first thing I want to do is cover it with some book page. And I'm going to use dictionary, and I have a reason for it. So we're going to get in and get started with that. So I've got some collage medium. I do have a brush somewhere. Here we go, I've got a brush. And we're going to get in and start just getting this prepped. So today, hopefully, I'm going to make a few bits today that I can use to throughout the month, so I have a bit of a cohesiveness across the journal. So I've got some plans. Jean. All right, so let's go in and just kind of put it there. It's probably not a lot of it's going to get seen, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not worried about the words or anything on it. Let's put it that way. So let's go over with that. Seal it in. So how is everyone? Is everyone excited for this this Defemorember? If you're new here, if you've come to my channel because of Defemorember, hi, how are you? My name's Tammy, and I live in Queensland, Australia. If you can't tell from my very thick accent, I am an Aussie, down under. So last year I participated in Defemorember, but I didn't film any videos. I just filmed some like walkthroughs of my completed ones because I was using both Barbara and Luise's prompts and what they did as inspiration for myself. So that was the whole goal of that. Now I think I just might, and safe tearing it, because I'm like, can I have more than 3 torn things? That's the question. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to tear it just in case. Just in case I'm not allowed to. All right, so how about then we wrap it like a present and sit there and I take off the corners. Like, all right. Let's put that in there. Over this side. Yes, so what about me? Well, today I went for a drive along our beautiful coastline. So I'm lucky enough to live in one of the most beautiful places in the world, and went for a drive and actually went for a drive along the beach. So in the 4-wheel drive. So that was really nice. Had lunch overlooking the water. It was tough, really, really tough, very difficult. It's so hot here at the moment. So we're in, well, most of the north is going into winter. We're going into a heat. We're in the middle of a heat wave going into summer. Okay, so summer's officially started, and it's bloody hot. So hot. It's not funny. All right. Okay. So Now I need to be a bit more strategic when I place this one, and I'll show you why, but I'm going to put some collage medium over the top, because this page is, there's a bit of it that's going to get seen more than anything else. The rest of it don't care about. It's kind of like, you know, when you cover the faces of the paper dolls, we're going to cover a word so it don't get damaged. Alright, so we're going to come in here, and we're going to go down about there, I think. Oh, I might come over just a tad, just so I've got a bit of give. Alright. Okay. Alright. So, a bit of medium over the top. Can you guess which word I'm keeping? Starts with D. Okay. It matches along with the theme of my journal, which is obviously about the dreaming. So I'm using the Dream Team kit by Luise, and I'm taking inspiration in the fact that it's about, you know, those wistful dreams that we have, where we just look off into somewhere, dreaming of what we're after and what we want. So, alright. And making more scraps as we go. Okay. That's good. I organised with my scrap partner after Luise and Barbara's opening. So I've organised with my original scrap partner that we're going to swap some doors. So I'll have to get to that in the next couple of days, so I can get it down to her by the end of the month. With Australia Post, I kind of need to be prepared. Could take a month? They're actually pretty good. But it was awesome because I sent her a message and I'm like, so, you know how we're scrappy partners? We were scrap partners. Do you want to be door partners too? And she was like, all keen. So that's awesome. And she lives in a place near where I went on my holidays in winter. So in June, July, I went down to Victoria and went up to Mount Buller. First time ever seeing snow. So this Queenslander went and saw some snow. And I don't know what that was, but I don't want it there. The idea is to be flat. Yeah, so I went and saw some snow. And she lives not too far from Mansfield, which is where we stayed when we went up to Mount Buller. So it's kind of cool. I was like, wow, I know you're part of the world, and that was awesome. And we've got very similar scraps. It was kind of like we exchanged different versions of our own scraps. It was kind of funny, but that's all right. And I got way more than 50, and I sent her way more than 50, which was good because we both were like, oh, I can't stop at that. So, you know, I've got a lot to choose from. Obviously, don't have to use it all. It's just there for inspiration. Okay. All right. So we've got the collage board there. Oh, the collage board, you know, the book plate. That thing. All right. So we've got that. I'm just going to let that dry off now. I'm just going to make sure I've got the edges. But I'm probably going to distress them, but you know. Just in case. Make sure I've got the edges, all the bubbles out. Okay. Alright. Okay, lid on. Alright, so that can go off to the side to dry, and then we're going to move on to the next part. Now, I would have been smart if I'd thought of this before I'd cut them out, but then I thought about it as I was cutting it out, and so now I'm doing it while they're all still in their cutouts. But the prompt is a butterfly, and I'm like, well, why do one butterfly? I had this big piece of scrap cardstock, and I'm like, well, why do one when I can do many? So I'm just going to do them all. That was kind of my thought, and I'm like, well, I can use them at other points throughout the journal. Oh, words. Words are hard. Alright, so I'm going to use the distress paints. Now the reason why I'm doing that is because I fell on the bandwagon and ordered myself the 20 limited edition distress paints all the way from America, and yeah, and I'm like, I haven't even opened most of them, so I'm just going to open them and then I'll come back to you because you don't want to see me open these. Okay, I'm back 5 million years later. I'm telling you, these are well looked after. All right, so I'm going to come in blueprint sketch first, and I'm going to add a little bit of water, and I'm going to get a little spongy sponge, and I'm literally just going to dab it around. Stay. You think it'll listen? Probably not. Most people don't listen to me. And I have such good advice for everyone. But, you know, clearly not. They don't think so because they don't listen. Which is kind of rude, really. Yeah. Okay, so we got some blue paint. The blue print. Then I'm going to come in with some wilted violet. Same go. A little bit of water. A little bit of a dabby dab. Alright. Before this sets too much, I'm going to give it a bit of a spray. Get things moving. Gives me a little bit more movement time. It's a little bit damp, I think. Okay. Alright. So we've got that. Pretty well covered, I think, there. I'm going to quickly dry off that and then I will be back. Okay, so I'm back, and now I'm going to come in with the next layers, and I'm going to use, I think I'm going to go for Lucky Clover. So these paints are still reactive when wet, but once they've been dried, they're permanent. So I can layer on top without worrying about any reactivation or muddying. Okay, got a bit of that one. A little bit, and then a little bit of tumbled glass. So at this point I'm trying to stick with colour families a little bit so that we're not going to get any muddiness as we're working through this. The idea is just to slowly build up some layers. Alright, so I'm going to add a few drops. This is only new to me, this sprayer, so I've got to try and get used to the whole, you know, half spray thing. I'm so used to just dropping it in my hand and then dribbling it over everything. So I'm just going, oh, probably should pause you while I dry it. Otherwise you're going to listen to my good old Ryobi heat gun, and then I'll be back. Ugly duckly. So we're going to go in with the last layer now. So we're going to come in with ripe persimmon. And I've changed my sponge over because we're in a completely different colour family now. D. And I'm going to wet this while it's still half wet so we can move it about a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with wild honey. Wild. Okay. So we've got a bit of a mix going on there. And hopefully it will come together once it's dry and look like some pretty cool little butterflies. So I'm going to dry it off and then pop all the bits off and then come back to you. Okay, so I'm back. I've popped them all out and this is kind of what we're looking at. And now I'm just going to come along with some gold wax. And I'm just going to kind of put it along the edges. And here, there, and everywhere. So I'm only going to do one. Oh, nah, let's do them all. Why not? Let's do them all. That way they're done. And I don't have to get my fingers dirty. Well, I'm always going to get my fingers dirty. I don't know how these people have like clean fingers. Like, this is what I end up like when I'm crafting. I could wear gloves, but you know, who does that? Not me. Alright, so I'm going to go do that to all of them. So we end up with a little bit of gold sheen on it. And then I'll be back. Okay, so we're back. We're going to set these guys to the side for a bit. I should have done this at the same time, but wasn't thinking. But we're going to distress this up a little bit. And I'm going to get some paints and open them because I haven't opened any of them. And they take 5 years, or feels like it. And I will come back when I've decided what I'm going to use. Okay, so I've taped off Dream. Okay, and I'm going to do some very dodgily Monet-inspired painting. And by Monet-inspired, I mean just, you know, I'm going to, it's not going to look good. But it's meant to look dreamy, so it's imagination. Okay, but we want to cover up a lot of these words. So I'm going to do, hopefully, some Monet-inspired dreamscapes. That's the plan anyway. Will it look any good? Don't know. Well, you'll have to tell me at the end. I'm not pretending to be Monet. In fact, very far from it. But we will go with it anyway. Hey. Okay, so we've got a bit there. So, and I'm using all of obviously the paints that come with the this. Oh, help! I take the lid off. Oh my gosh! I unwrapped everything, but forgot the lids. Of course I did. All right. So I'm going to do this. I don't know. Do you want to see me do this? That's the question. Does anyone want to see me, like, loosely Monet a scene? But basically, I'm just covering up the words that I don't want. That's the whole idea of this. And a little bit of a spray. Alright, so we got that. Now we do a little bit of a... Okay, that's the sound effects that we make. Alrighty. Let's go for Can I Clean? Clean it up. There's a lot of paint on that. Alright. Okay. Let's go for lid. That's what we're going for. Alright. The mission is to keep this video under an hour, so okay. Stormy Sky. Let's go. Alright, I'm gonna go Stormy Sky it and I'll come back after. Okay, so I've done it, I've dried it off mostly, so that's kind of it. And now we're going to come along and add a field of flowers. So I'm just going to use similar colours to what I've done in the, so I just want wildflowers in the butterfly. So I've got wild honey here. Okay. Alright, I'm going to quickly dry that off. Okay, going to come in with ripe persimmon, persimmon. Okay, so we've got that. Just dry it off. In with a little bit of wilted violet. Obviously trying to be random as possible with these kinds of things, just so it kind of just looks like wildflowers scattered on the hill. And then I'm going to come in with a little bit of, bet you haven't taken the lid off, nope, hold on. Pine needles. Look at that. And back in with a little bit of forest moss. Basically to tone down this pine needles. Because it's a little bit bright, I don't know, I was expecting. Alrighty, just going to dry that off. Okay, so we've got that. I'm going to leave that for now, and I'm going to turn it over to the other side because I'm like, why waste it? I've got a whole lot of paint here. So I'm going to wet it. Try not to muddy it up too much. Most of this is going to get covered on this side, so I'm not really too worried. But I'm like, well, I may as well. Mop it up. Okay. Lovely. Mud in the middle, but the mud's going to get covered. All right. Enough from the mat. I'm going to dry this off, and we'll see what. Okay, so we got this. Let's peel off this washi tape, and hopefully we've got Dream revealed. And let's go with that. And I'm just going to come in and what's a little bit left on the thing, just kind of, you know, basically cover up Jerry and Dull, because you know we don't want that. All right. So there we go. So it's just a little nod to the Dream. Okay. So we got that one there. And then we're going to go over to this side. Now, my plans for this side. No idea. I've got a shopping bag here. So I'm going to, first off, tear a bit of that. Okay. So just tearing it down. It's a bit hard to do on camera, so I'll have to apologise. So this is the 3 torn things. I haven't torn anything yet, so we're going for tear. Alright. So I'm going to tear up the edge there. And kind of about there. We might have to tear it some more. Okay, and now I'm just going to scrunch it up. I might add a bit of water just to help with the scrunchy scrunches. And it's still too wide, so I'm going to tear down this side. So let's get some gather twigs in oxide, and I'm just going to stress this up a little bit. Like that. And come around and stress the edge of this. Like I said, this is why I wasn't too worried about how this looked. And I'm going to distress the other side as well while I'm at it. That way it's done. Actually, I'm going to round the corners. And I might actually, see, this is what happens. I get ideas in the middle of things, and next minute it takes me 10 hours instead of like an hour. Will it go in? No. Okay, maybe not rounding the corners then. I'll go in this one. No. Okay. So we're not rounding the corners, but we might just snip them off a little bit, because otherwise they'll get damaged anyway. So I'm just going to take a little snippy snip off them. And then I'm going to come in with the distress tool and distress up these edges. Just so the ink takes it really well. Oh, sorry, I'm not even in camera shot. Okay, let's try again now. It's better. Alright. Okay. Okay. Alright. Now we've got this one, and I want to place that down. Let's get some collage medium out. I'm like, let's put a little bit of that onto my mat so that I don't dirty up the tub. Okay. Now, I deliberately want it to be wrinkled. So let's see if we can continue with that. I don't want it looking perfect. Here we go. Making sure it's all got contact down, getting any air bubbles here. Alright. Okay, so we've got that. What do I want to do next is the question. What have I got in my scraps pile? Let's bring that out and have a look. Let's clean up this first. I'll be back. Okay, so I've been through my scrappy bits and I've pulled out these two. Now, I'm not going to tear this one, so it doesn't count. Right. Okay. Kind of just gather it up. And we're going to do the same thing. Still don't actually know what I'm doing. I've got a kind of an idea, but whether it'll work remains to be seen. Right. Right. So yes, my scrap partner sent me some very cool scraps, and I kind of like it because I feel like it's okay to use them. That's the whole purpose of this, is to use them. So it's like, well, that's what this is all about. So let's do that. Let's not waste what it's meant to be by being, like, you know, precious about it. Right. So I'm not. Right, I'm just going to flatten that out a little bit. And then I am going to tear this, which is kind of sad, but it's alright. Very pretty paper. It's got some same thing. I'm going to stretch this up. Come in. Oh, I will distress it further once the collage medium is done. I think I'm going to take it down this way. All right. Alrighty, maybe a little bit more. Okay. Just to make sure the edges are well down. This is going to be going in and out of a pocket and a bit of and meant to be a book board. So Okay. So we've got that. I'm just going to dry this off and come back. Okay, so I've dried it. Just going to leave it there for a moment, and I'm going to come in with our butterflies now, and I'm going to cut it right down the center for both of them. Okay, and then I want to offset it. So this one I want to offset this way, and then this one is going to come from this side like that. Okay, so we're going to have double butterflies coming from the sides like this. Hopefully this works. All right, I'm just going to glue these on because let's just I think art's going to explode because it's that hot here, but let's give it a go. All right. So this is a little trick if you want to do a lot of fine details like that. Is just put it on the back of your hand and then stick it down. Yeah, so it's slightly offset. Like I said, it's so hot here. And 100% humidity. Everyone talks about, oh, art getted glue can't be shipped in the winter months, and it's like, winter's not my problem. Summer is. All right, so a little bit offset there too. Yeah. That off my hand. Okay. Okay. Come down, and this is going to be the trick. All right, will it work? That is the question that bears answering. Because I basically want to make a little pen holder belly band. As to whether it'll work, who knows? Okay, let's see how we go. I'm gonna just kind of hope that I make enough. Alright, so I've got some gold thread. And where's my little pokey thing? Where's the pokey thing? Pokey thing, pokey thing. I know I have the pokey thing. Because the hole's not poked out. Of course I picked the one that missed it on. Yup. Alright. Okay. So I'm going to lace these up like some laces. I'm also mindful of time, so I'm going to come back when that's done. Okay, so I've got it kind of laced. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to attach these to either side of this board up towards the top because I want it to end up being a pen holder. So imagining we've got a pen, we can slide it in and it can kind of hold the pen. So I just want to make sure that it will fit that. So, well, mind you, if we come down to the center, it actually holds it pretty good. So let's kind of go with that. All right, there we go. See, in my head, I'm imagining a pen being way longer. Here's another pen, just check. Yeah, okay. What about one of these pens? Okay. All right. Cool. Cool, cool. Okay, good. Center's better. I like the idea of center. Okay. So let's get this out of the way. And we're going to glue down the majority of this butterfly. So we're going to along here. Obviously don't want to glue down where the threads are because we need to manipulate them, but the rest of it I don't want coming up because it's going to be sliding in and out of a pocket. I want to make sure that it's well attached. Alright, let's go for there. Yeah, we got that one. Let's go this one. Oh, it's exploding. So jealous of everyone with their sleeves and their, you know, winter stuff on and snow, and I'm like, bleh. Will it just rain and break already? Okay. Alrighty. Okay. And making sure that's down. Before we start tightening. Okay, I'm going to do this because I don't think you want to see me try and weasel my way through this, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've got it all tied in. I've got my little pen in here as a you know, stopper thingy for words. Okay, so I'm going to tie a bow. But before I tie a bow, I'm going to tie a double knot. I'm going to tie a double bow because this thread doesn't like to stay together, so let's make sure it's not going to come apart. Alright, so we've got a bow there. I'm going to pull the pen out, but that's the whole idea of that. A little bit of a pen holder there. Okay, now I want to do a little bit of shadow work. I'm going to come in with black soot. I don't know if this will be any good. I might have to come in with the Stabilo all, but basically I'm going to let's see how this goes. Come on, water. Come on. There we go. It's probably a bit too much, but anyway. Do we think it's going to work? Don't know. I think it might be a Stabilo all kind of time. Let's see how it goes. Oh, look at that. That's why you want this pencil. Look at it. That's what we're after. Yep. That's it. So this is the Stabilo or Aquarelle. And I'm going to run a little bit of it along the body of our butterfly as well. There we go. Alrighty, we got that. Nah, I want more. I want more. Okay. There we go. Now on to a little bit of stamping. So I've got this stamp. It's by Kaiser Craft, True Romance, but basically it's got the word dream on it. So we're going to go with it. That's the plan, Jan. See how it goes. Alright. Stamping and me are not the best friends, so it could be interesting how this goes, but let's go. Alright. Going to stamp with Stays On black. I was thinking brown, but then I went, nah, I think black will work, and I've got the black underneath there, so it kind of follows it in. Just going to do a test stamp. Okay, cool. Stamp with purpose, isn't that what they say? So we got dream. Alright. So that can go back on there. But now, I gotta balance it. Right, so I got that. There we go. Alrighty. I think I'm gonna do the other corner. That way the dream's down that one and this is all balanced out in the corners. Just wasn't looking quite right. There we go. Got that. Put the ink away before I get it absolutely everywhere, which I probably will anyway. Okay, so we've got that. It's all dried. I've got the black now, so now I'm going to balance it out with some white gold splatters, just so that we've got hopefully something that kind of comes together. So this is just some acrylic paint mixed with water, just so it's a bit more fluid. And I'm just wetting the brush. Okay, so we've got that. White. Definitely needed the gold. Dokily. We will let this dry, and then last little step. Okay, last little thing, so we're going to put a little tie in there so we know to pull it out, and we can find it in our book. So we're going to use a bit of torn denim that's left over from when I made the journal cover. And we're going to probably have to use this a couple of times. But I don't have a punch that will go through this apart from the crocodile, so this is what it's going to be. That works, just so I've got enough room to get on through. Is that the center? I think I need to go a little one more way over this way. That way. All right. Okay. All right. Let's make it a bit more raggedy. It's the fun part of it. I don't want it looking good. I want it to look aged and distressed. It's the whole purpose of this. All right. Okay. Feed this through. And I'm going to staple it together. I don't know if it, oh, it did go through. Oh, good. Awesome. Kinda. Put one in the back just to be on the safe side. And there. On there. That one didn't work. Ah! And I've just stapled over it. Of course I did. There. There. Alright. There we go. Got it. Never happened. Okay. So it's stapled in. And then we are done. So where's our pen? Could have got a prettier pen, couldn't I? Feed our pen in here. There we go. So if we bring our journal back, it will hang in. Oh, I should add a bit of that to tie in as well. Alrighty, I shall. I've got lots of it. It was sent to me. Okay. Let's add a bit of this too. Oh look, I'm just over an hour. Of course I am. Hopefully I'll get quicker at this. I don't want it too much longer than the denim, so there we go. There we go. Alright, so let's get rid of this, so we're not looking at a whole lot of mess. And there we can see, goes in like that, and we've got our pen holder. So, all nicely connected on there. In it goes. And there we go. And it will be, take the pen out, and it becomes your book board. So as we add things to this, you'll probably want something stiff to write on, and that's the plan, that it will fit in there nicely as a book board. Okay, all right, I'm done. I'm leaving it there. Okay, problem number 1, done. If you've stuck with me for this long, well done to you. And I am going to go, and I'll see you tomorrow with the next one, which is salvaged birds. All right, see you then. Take care. As always, remember, be kind, be strong, be a warrior, and I'll see you later. Bye.